Today, September is a special day for all of us. Teachers' Day, it's so celebrated to commemorate Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan on his birth anniversary. Well, our theme for this day is a walk to the memory lane. We intend to bring back all the memories that we had in our school days with your lovely teachers, right from the funny excuses to the talents you helped us discover. Dear teachers, we have many things lined up for you. I welcome you all to this beautiful tribute to our teachers. Guru stands next to parents. Guru shows his path. We walk in that path. Guru is light, Guru is ultimate. Let's bow our heads for Guru Vandana.
നീ ഗുരുവാകണം തുണയായി നീ കടലാകണം അറിവേ വെളിച്ചം നിറവേ വെളിച്ചം അവിരാമ മകനായി കുടികൊള്ളണം.
Respected Chief Guest Dr. Umman, Principal Sister Dr. Jancy M. George, teachers, parents, and my dear friends. Good morning to one and all. Today is a special day, and I feel blessed to be able to share today with all of you this Teachers' Day. A teacher is not someone who just teaches academics. Rather, she is like a guide who helps us to excel in each and every sphere of our life. They are the future makers. None of the achievers in this world has gained a feat without the guidance of a teacher. I feel blessed that I have got this opportunity to welcome you all. First of all, I would like to welcome our chief guest of the day, Dr. Umman, an ex-CSIR emeritus scientist. He started his career as a lecturer and continued his educational profession as a reader, professor, and head of the Dean Faculty of Science till 2010. He has done several researches and has also published his research works, books, and several articles in science. Sir, we are really grateful with your presence. You have reached the pinnacle of success in your work. We all welcome you to this great occasion. Welcome, sir. Up next, I would like to welcome Principal Sister Dr. Jancy M. George, who is the backbone of our school. Sister, we all welcome you to this great celebration. Welcome, sister. Now, I would like to welcome the stars of the day, our dear teachers. Without you, nothing would have been possible in our lives. This day is specially dedicated to you all. Sit back and enjoy the day. Once again, I welcome all our teachers to this fine day. Parents, you are the pillars of this institution. I welcome all our parents to this auspicious occasion. At last, I would like to welcome all our dear friends and all those good hearts who have done so much to put up this beautiful event. Once again, I would like to welcome all of you to this grand function. Thank you. Now, I welcome our respected principal, Sister Dr. Jancy M. George, for a beautiful message.
Dear Dr. Oman, our chief guest of the day, dear teachers, parents, and my dear students. It gives me immense pleasure to greet and wish a happy Teachers' Day on behalf of the entire management of SABS congregation. We celebrate Teachers' Day every year with a great enthusiasm because we value and deeply appreciate your commitment to teaching to the children of our institution. I personally believe that there is no substitute for quality education because it helps in changing the lives of individuals and their families forever. More importantly, we build a better nation through quality education. We know that the future of our nation is defined by the students of your classroom. If we can make one patriotic politician, a justful judge, a loyal politician, a compassionate doctor, an inspiring teacher. That will be a priceless contribution to the society. The greatest joy one can derive is from turning lives around. Nothing is as exciting and rewarding as being the cause of somebody's success. Only a teacher is bestowed with such a unique gift. One correction, one advice, one kind word, one warning, a helping hand, a reassurance, one suggestion, one opportunity, one pat, an act of kindness, even a smile. That's all it takes to turn a child's life around. My experience validates the saying, a teacher affects eternity. He never knows where his influence stops. Yes, we have a great professor and a well-known scientist with us today. I'm very proud to say that Dr. Uman is my professor, my mentor, and my role model, not only in teaching, but in real life as well. He is a blend of brilliance and values, a great human being I have ever known. Sir, I'm sure you have been an inspiration and influence to thousands of your students. You always put students first, then your family comes. Above all, he is a man of faith. I'm very blessed to have you in my life as my favorite professor and mentor. And thank you very much for being with us to make this day more meaningful and beautiful. Teachers, I take this opportunity to thank you for your valuable contribution to the institution over the years. Once again, I wish you, each one of you, a very happy Teachers' Day. May the Lord, the great teacher of all times, bless you with good health, wisdom, and knowledge to be an inspiration of many students and transform them for the better future of this country. Thank you and God bless you.
Hi, I'm Elsa Robert of Grade 10. Happy to introduce our chief guest of the day. Dr. Umman B. Umman's research venture over the past 38 years has been focused mainly on the metabolic hormonal regulation in submammalian vertebrates and has significantly contributed on comparative endocrinology in non-mammalian vertebrates. He started his career as lecturer in 1980 in the Department of Zoology, University of Kerala. After obtaining his master's and PhD degrees from Banaras Hindu University, he continued his academic positions as reader, professor, and head dean faculty of science till he formally retired in 2010. He has had research collaboration with Professor B.B. Agarwal of M.D. Anderson Cancer Center in USA on plant products in the development of drugs for cancer and has published several papers in that area. The collaboration with the Department of Animal Science, Bharathidasan University on several aspects of reproductive biology of Sicilians resulted in a dozen research papers. Identification of a new species of Sicilian amphibian and an extensive taxonomic revision of a hitherto poorly known rainforest Sicilian species, Ichthyophis longicephalus, are his recent works. Over the last 5 years, he has working on snake venom and natural product research. He has published over 160 research papers, 13 book chapters, 20 GenBank submissions, and several popular science articles. As a recognition of his outstanding research contribution in Sicilian taxonomy, molecular taxonomy scientist from Natural History Museum, London, honored him by naming a Sicilian amphibian species after himself. He has also been elected as a fellow member of many science academics, including Kerala Academy of Science, National Academy of Science, India, and currently is active in science popularization as a former president of Kerala Academy of Science. He is the former chairman of Kerala State Biodiversity Board and presently honorable director of Center for Venom Informatics, University of Kerala. He is an ex-CSIR emeritus scientist. Professor Umman has recently published several papers on biodiversity conservation, and it challenges and edited 3 international books on various aspects of biodiversity. Professor Umman is the founder secretary of Society for Translational Cancer Research and the president of the Society for Nutraceuticals and Chronic Disease. Sir, we welcome you for a few inspirational words.
Other, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Other sisters in the convent, my fellow teachers in the school, and most importantly, the future scientists, teachers, mentors, administrators who are currently students of this illustrious school. Good morning to everybody. First of all, I congratulate your school for organizing the Teachers' Day on today, which falls on September the 5th, to commemorate the birthday celebrations of one of the most important, illustrious philosophers, thinkers, writers, who later became the president of our country, Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan. While we celebrate the Teachers' Day every year, we commit ourselves to the principles of Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan. Coming back, I thank Dr. Jansi George for her nice words, and I am humbled by those words of appreciation about me and our association for the last 25 plus years. Thank you, Hansa, for introducing me in a very befitting manner and your kind words of introduction. Dr. Jansi and I know each other for over 25 years as student, research scholar, postdoctoral fellow, and later as a colleague for the last several years. I'm very proud of her. She was a very meticulous research student to begin with. Later on, went to the United States as a postdoctoral fellow and contributed significantly and substantially to the field of Sicilian biology. In fact, when Ansa was introducing me, she told about my association with Bharatidasan University, Tiruchirappalli. That was where Dr. Jansi George did her doctoral degree. In fact, we worked together with her mentor, Dr. Akbar Shah. So we together mentored Dr. Jansi George to be a wonderful scientist and a more wonderful teacher in the years to come. She spent several years in the United States and molded herself into a very competent teacher. She has had a wide experience as a teacher in different institutions in the United States before coming to India early this year. In fact, the school where you all study should be proud of to have a principal of her caliber, of her qualification, and of her intelligence. So I thank her for inviting me and to be one of you for the Teachers' Day celebration of 2021. As I mentioned earlier, we remember Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, who was later who became the president of our country, whose life itself should be inspiring to all of us as teachers and to all of you as students of the present generation. In fact, a teacher is not a person who imparts knowledge alone, but a teacher is the person who mentors the students, who molds the character, the personality, the overall personality of a student who is to become the future administrator, future scientist, future politician, future presidents, and future prime ministers of our country. So the educated young are the asset of the nation. That is true with us. In fact, India is blessed to have the sufficient percentage of our population as educated young, and you are the asset of the nation. You are the nation builders of tomorrow. We, as we age, gradually we go behind the curtain, and you enter in front of the curtain, or you enter ahead of us and lead the country in all the fields. India can be proud of to have its achievements. We are celebrating our 75th year of independence from the British rule. And in fact, next month, not next month, November 14th, we are celebrating the Children's Day, which we celebrate the birthday celebrations of our first Prime Minister of the country, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, who was also a visionary of our country, who envisaged that India can excel in the world along with other developed nations. We were only a very poor developing nations to begin with 75 years ago. Today, we are at par with several developed nations in several areas or several fields of life, particularly in the field of in several fields of science. We have excelled well in space science. We have contributed substantially in the field of energy. We are substantially contributing to the field of biological science, particularly biotechnology, and we have done sufficiently or much better than several other nations in the field of space science. In fact, that helps us to connect together even in this period of struggle. We are passing through a difficult period for little around 2 years now, as we all face a pandemic in the form of COVID-19, and which prevents us from being together. We should have been celebrating the Teachers' Day together in physically present and exchanging our greetings to one another. And the physical separation actually creates a lot of problems in our life, be it in the children's life, or be it in the parents' life, or be it in the school teacher-student relationship. So we hope to have that physical relationship or offline or actual classes and actual meetings. We do not know when, but let's hope in the very near future. Till then, it is the science and technology that helps us to keep ourselves connected together. Thanks to the space science research, which started in the late 1960s and continued through all the last 50 plus years or 60 years around, wherein we made the Indian Space Research Organization, which contributed substantially in the space explorative studies. We have several educational satellites and several other satellites in the space, that keeps us together. I am talking to you from my home in Trivandrum. You are listening to me from your homes in and around THODUPUZHA. So yet we are connected thanks to our space scientists, our other physics scientists, and so on. So therefore, it is the teachers who imparts knowledge to the students, who molds the students' personality towards making them a better citizen, making them better citizens of the country. Because today's students are tomorrow's citizens of the nation who will contribute in all different fields of life to the development of our country. I'm very happy that your school is doing very well with over around 1,000 students in altogether, mentored by people like Dr. Jansi George and other teachers. In fact, when India became independent in 1947, we inherited we had a great past actually, but let us not bask in the achievements of the past. Let us put our hard work, our intelligence, our vision for a mission of developing our country into a well-developed nation. 1940s and 1950s. In fact, we had those 10, 20 years of famine. We didn't have enough food to eat. People were dying of hunger. In the 1940s and early 50s, millions of people died of a famine called Bengal famine. That is when in the 60s, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, our first prime minister of the country, envisaged that our people should not go hungry to bed in the night. So therefore, he thought science and technology alone could save our country from the hunger and from all problems in life. Including the economic development of the country is dependent on the development in science and technology. So the first problem to be addressed was the hunger. That is when he invited scientists like Dr. M.S. Swaminathan, who later on led the green revolution in our country, and with assistance or with guidance from the father of the green revolution in the world, Norman Borlaug, who was a Nobel laureate himself. So we were having a ship-to-mouth existence in the 50s, 60s, and beginning of 70s. Only if grain, particularly wheat grain, came from Mexico or from the United States under the PL 480 scheme, we had food. We did not have any food to eat. So that is when even the Malayalis learned to have wheat as a substitute for rice, because we are basically rice-eating people in Asia, particularly in our country. So then, therefore, Swaminathan and other agricultural scientists, they together imported high-yielding varieties of hybrid wheat, and along with new fertilizers and insecticides, and they helped to increase the food production. And so much so that by end of 1990s or early 2000, we became sort of self-reliant in food production. That is the process called green revolution. And and by 2014, the Parliament of India declared, passed the Food Security Bill, ensuring food to every citizen of the country. It was a big leap in the last 50 plus years through green revolution. Then, of course, that was pioneered by, as I mentioned, Dr. M.S. Swaminathan, who is still alive in his late 90s. He lives in Chennai. And along with that, another revolution ushered, which is called the White Revolution, the increase the production of milk. And we probably India is the country which produces the maximum milk from one country in the world. So that was called the White Revolution, which was pioneered by Dr. Varghese Kurian, again from Kerala. Then came Another revolution increased the production of fish in the backwaters and the freshwater as well as the ocean, which is called the Blue Revolution, pioneered by yet another scientist from the country, from our state, Dr. Ali Kunj. So all these three revolutions enabled us to become self-reliant in nutritious food, and so much so that every citizen of the country is expected not to be hungry when you go to bed. So all this was possible by hardworking young scientists of our country. In fact, all of you who are in this school today or these years will become future scientists, and which requires proper molding, proper inspiration from your teachers and elders. In fact, the life of Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan himself was a lesson to all of us. We had illustrious presidents like Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, who also wanted to inspire light or kindle scientific interest, scientific talents in the younger generation of the country. He used to go to schools and colleges and address millions of students in his lifetime. And he was a space scientist or a technologist rather. He became the president of the country. So Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, a philosopher, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, a technologist, they became the presidents of the country subsequently. That itself was an inspiration for the young generation to look forward to. A student who study in your school today can one day become the great scientist of the country as well as the president of the country, the first citizen of the country. So we celebrate the Teachers' Day to remember the teachers who contributed in our life. In fact, Dr. Jansi George is a selfless teacher who molded herself into a hardworking, illustrious, intelligent teacher. So I'm very proud of her as a colleague of mine for the last 15 plus years. Before that, she was a student. So this day should inspire you to become a better citizen, to become a better scientist. In fact, Dr. Abdul Kalam, he came from a very poor background, very poor, a fisherman's family in the southern Rameshwaram, and if he could become a great scientist or technologist. In fact, today's basic science is tomorrow's applied science, and day after tomorrow's technology. So whatever you think as basic science is of value in the country. So basic science become applied science and technology. Example is Dr. Abdul Kalam. He was a technologist and who used to inspire the children of the country to take up science as a career. And science alone can build up a nation. Science alone can develop a nation. So therefore, the young students of your school today should become future scientists of the country, emulate the life of Dr. Radhakrishnan or Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, or in your school locally, Dr. Jansi George, who could become the principal of the institution where I do not know whether she studied in the same school, at least in the neighboring school, she did her initial studies. So the science, the Teachers' Day is celebrated. It should be there every day in our life. You remember your teacher for his contribution in your life, in mentoring your life. The young girl who began said, teachers are inspiring us to become great citizens of tomorrow. Yes, they are. So this year also. So unfortunately, we are not able to be together this year. Let's hope we will be able to be together in the next few months' time as we gradually reopen. We have to live with the virus. This pandemic is going to remain probably as endemic, not as pandemic, probably as endemic in the next couple of years, probably. So therefore, once we get some resistance or some defense for the virus, to attack the virus, some immunity or social resistance. We should gradually start the schools, taking all necessary precautions of having a mask always. You should always have a mask when you are in a public place, particularly in the classrooms, if you attend to the classrooms. So you should have a mask, and as far as possible, avoid close-knit presence, but a little bit social distancing and hygiene. These are the three social vaccination procedures which we should always adopt along with the actual vaccination with the vaccine. So therefore, let us pray to God Almighty to give us an ambience, an environment which will enable us to come back to our school, be with our teachers, interact with the teachers as well as the fellow students, which alone will ignite new thoughts in the minds of the young people, because you should think out of box. So you observe nature and ask questions: why it happens, what happens, and how it happens. So nature has the answer for all the problems in our life. So therefore, we should be young scientists. You, as a young student of your school, you should be a scientist. Scientist does not mean that whichever field you are in, if you are in literature, English literature, or arts, or social sciences, or history, you should excel in whichever field you are. All of you need not become scientists or doctors or engineers or philosophers. So you can choose the path you want, but excel in that period, in that field. Do your best, put in your hard work in that field and excel in that field, so that our country becomes better, a better country tomorrow. Our talents should be properly directed with proper mentorship and guidance from our teachers, who are who should be our role models, or our people who inspire us as young students of the present day. So I thank for having invited all of you, for having invited me to share my humble thoughts this morning with you. I wish all of you to have a wonderful Teachers' Day and a wonderful academic year. And I hope all of you are able to come back to school, be together, but however, with utmost care. You must, even if you are going to be together, with utmost care, work hard for making your home, your society, your country a better country tomorrow, a better nation tomorrow. Thank you very much, and Jai Hind. Hello.
Teacher, I wrote this song for you, to thank you for every smile. I know you had a lot to do. I'm glad that you paused a while. You took time to listen and to hear, to laugh and just be there. I heard that lesson loud and clear. I mattered to you, you cared. 'Cause when you reach out and you touch me with your heart, then you hold what I'm becoming in your hands. And though you're with me just a while today, you hold tomorrow's smile in your hands. In your hands. In your hands. Teacher, I will.
Shape little minds. Dear teachers, you are trying to shape our minds. Thank you, teachers. Happy Teachers' Day.
Up next, we have an action song to those who taught us to shake a leg.
I want to dedicate this song to you because you care for me. With you I feel safe and secure, you really care for me. If something happens in the class that brings me down and makes me sad, you're there for me. And when I'm stuck and don't know what to do, you're there to guide me. La 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 la, la 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 la, I love my teacher. La 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 la, la 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 la, I love my teacher. I wake up in the morning and I know it's gonna be another fun day. There's not a day that passes by when you don't throw me a smile. I like the way you get so excited about the things you're gonna teach us. And every day is different 'cause we're learning more and more about life. La 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 la, la 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 la, I love my teacher. La 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 la, la 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 la, I love my teacher. La 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 la, la 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 la, I love my teacher. La 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 la, la 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 la, I love my teacher.
Good morning, all. I'm happy to be with you all on this fine occasion. Teachers play a big role in building the character of students. They give us knowledge, believe in us, and help us to achieve our dreams. Dear teachers, focus on improving the personality of students and making them a good human being. You prepare us to face the challenges in life. You are undoubtedly the backbone of the society. You are all wonderful teachers. We love you. On the behalf of all the students, I thank all the teachers for your tireless efforts. Thank you for your dedication. Thank you so much, dear teachers. I wish you all a happy Teachers' Day.
To the world, you may be just a teacher, but to me, you are a star who taught me how to shine. Thank you, teachers. Happy Teachers' Day to all my dear teachers. Now, let's hear a piece of writing in which the words are chosen and arranged beautifully by our dear children.
നമസ്കാരം. ഇന്ന് സെപ്റ്റംബർ 5 അധ്യാപക ദിനം, ടീച്ചേഴ്സ് ഡേ. വിദ്യാർത്ഥികൾ അരികിലില്ലാതെ അധ്യയനത്തിൻ്റെ 2ാം വർഷത്തിലാണ് ഞങ്ങൾ എത്തി നിൽക്കുന്നത്. പ്രിയപ്പെട്ട എല്ലാ അധ്യാപകർക്കും ആശംസകൾ. വിദ്യാർത്ഥികളോട് ഗുരുവിന് ഇടനെഞ്ചിലുള്ള സ്നേഹവും വാത്സല്യവും ഒരു കവിതയിലൂടെ അവതരിപ്പിക്കാൻ ശ്രമിക്കുകയാണിവിടെ. കവിത ഹൃദയപൂർവം. വിദ്യാലയത്തിൻ്റെ മുന്നിലായെത്തവേ ഓർമ്മകൾ എന്നിൽ അലയടിച്ചു. എത്രയോ ഉണ്ണികൾ ഓടിക്കളിച്ചൊരാ മുറ്റമിന്നെന്തിനോ തേങ്ങി നിന്നു. അവരുടെ കാലടി സ്പർശനമേൽക്കാതെ ഭൂമിയുമെന്തിനോ വിങ്ങി നിന്നു. അവരുടെ കാലടി സ്പർശനമേൽക്കാതെ ഭൂമിയുമെന്തിനോ വിങ്ങി നിന്നു. തുള്ളിക്കളിച്ചവർ ഓടി നടന്നൊര നിറമാർന്ന നാളുകൾ എങ്ങു പോയി? കലപില കൂട്ടിയ പൊന്നുമണികൾ കൊഞ്ചിക്കുഴഞ്ഞും കഥകൾ പറഞ്ഞും ചിരിച്ചു തിമിർത്തു കളിച്ചിടുവാൻ തല്ലൽ തലോടലായി മാറുന്ന നേരമ ചുണ്ടിലെ പുഞ്ചിരിയൊന്നു കാണാം. എത്ര നാളിങ്ങനെ
Teachers are the compass that activates the magnets of wisdom, curiosity, and knowledge in pupils. Thank you, teachers, for giving us a direction in our lives. Happy Teachers' Day. True teachers use themselves as bridges over which they invite their students to cross, and then facilitating their crossing, joyfully collapse and encouraging them to create bridges of their own. We too have a group of teachers of this kind. Let's hear the journey of their teaching life.
When you start teaching a new grade, you never know what to do, where to start with. People say teaching is the best profession. I also agree with this. Spending time with the children is the most beautiful thing we can do in lifetime. Of course, all professions do have stress, so does teaching profession also. But after all the years, when we see our students in fine places in their lives, we feel so proud and can say proudly with the great happiness that he is my student.
Teaching is the greatest experience of my life. I feel that one of the major satisfaction of being a teacher is to enrich a student's life. All these years of experience has made me a better person as to control my attitude. My experience taught me more discipline and time management, balancing school life and family life provide me a lot of experience and expertise. When children make noise in class, do not do work at time, we may lose our temper. But now, of course, we are missing all those moments due to pandemic. And now I understand teaching is messy, but it's from this mess we learn new handling techniques.
Yesterday, a class 2 student came to our school. I asked her, what is the purpose of your visit? She told me, nothing special, sir. I have to see my school. She entered the classroom, touched the desk and the bench. This shows how much our students miss their school, their teachers, their school bag, their classmates, whatnot. So for how many more months, how many more days they have to remain in their houses, we don't know. So our +1 students, they have joined our school without reaching our school, without studying in our school, without studying, I mean, without sitting in the classroom. They have finished their 1 year. Now their +2 classes are going on. We don't know whether they can reach our school this year also. Otherwise, without attending the school for 2 years, they will go out passing their +2. When I started my teaching career, I have never dreamt that such a situation will arise any time in history. See, classes are going on online for the last 1.5 years. The students are remaining in their house. They are getting too much bored. Let us pray to God, let the pandemic get over the earliest so that the students can come to their school. They can sit in their classrooms. They can directly teach. They can directly attend their classes sitting in their classrooms. But this pandemic is also having one benefit. This has made our teachers and the students a little bit modern. It has helped them to use some alternate ways of studying and teaching. Now our teachers and students, they know how to attend online classes, online these webinars, all these things. So this is one benefit of these COVID days. When compared with this benefit, the students are losing their golden school days. So let us hope the school will open the earliest and that glory will come back the earliest. Thank you.
Dear teachers who are always awesome. 2 years before, you shuffled face-to-face teaching to pandemic pedagogy. Matter of days, you found out innovative solutions. You designed virtual lessons in limited time, in limited resource. No blueprint and it wasn't perfect. There were some challenges, but you were always there with us every single day. You proved social distance doesn't mean relation distance. You also took creative risk, listening to broadcast, learning articles, and empowering students with voice and choice. Last year, it was hard. We saw natural disaster, economic downturn, but you were doing amazing for our future. Thank you for being with us in dark times, and you are changing the world, even you can't see it. Thank you, dear teachers.
Hello everybody, I'm Andrea Rose Joseph. On this Teachers' Day, I would like to dedicate a beautiful song to my dear teachers. This song I dedicate to you also has a beautiful memory attached with you. No matter where I go, every time I look back on this road, you'll always be a part of who I am. Everything I've known, every seed of greatness you have sown, through good and bad, your love has watched me grow. You teach me right from wrong, inspire me to be strong. You care in every way, in my heart you will always stay. In this moment let me say how I'm grateful every day. You are here to guide my way. When I lost beside me, stay. In this moment, let me say, you turn my little into great. There's no fear, my dreams away. With all that I can be means so much 'cause you believe in me. You showed me how to live with dignity. When the lessons end, I can share with you just like a friend. Your love and smiles and fronts keep me safe. You teach me right from wrong, inspire me to be strong. You care in every way, in my heart you will always stay. In this moment let me say how I'm grateful every day. You were here to guide my way. When I lost beside me, stay. In this moment let me say you turn my little into great. There's no fear, my dreams away.
teacher takes a hat, opens a mind, touches a heart. Dear teachers, you are striving us to create a better world with our hands, minds, and hearts. Thank you, teachers. Happy Teachers' Day. Dear teachers, here comes a surprise for you from one of our parents.
Namaste. I am Chitra, parent of Advaitam Nair of grade 3. On this beautiful occasion of Teachers' Day, I would like to share a few words. We all know that teaching is the one profession that creates all other professions. Teachers are those who give wings to the dreams of our little ones. They say a true teacher teaches from their heart, not from the book. I'd like to thank you for developing our children's talent, making their learning fun, to correcting them when they are wrong, and helping them to grow into a good citizen of tomorrow. You are a good role model for them. We parents can't thank you enough for all that you have done for our children, especially during this period of pandemic. It's your effort and hard work along with the technological advancements made it possible that none of our kids have to miss any of the academic or non-academic accomplishments. We always pray for your good health and happiness. May you be rewarded abundantly for all the sacrifices you have done for our little ones' bright future. Once again, a big thank you from all the parents to the awesome teachers of Rani Public School. We wish you a very happy Teachers' Day. Thank you.
मेरे होठों से धुआंधार निकलती है जो बोली, जैसे जैसे बंदूक की गोली। मेरे तेवर में है तहजीब की रंगीन रंगोली, जैसे जैसे हो ईद में होली। मेरे होठों से धुआंधार निकलती है जो बोली, जैसे जैसे बंदूक की गोली। मेरे तेवर में है तहजीब की रंगीन रंगोली, जैसे जैसे हो ईद में होली। मेरी जीवन की दशा थोड़ा रस्तों का नशा, थोड़ी मंजिल की प्यास है। बाकी सब फर्स्ट क्लास है, बाकी सब फर्स्ट क्लास है, बाकी सब फर्स्ट क्लास है। हाँ, कसम से बाकी सब फर्स्ट क्लास है।
सबके होठों पे चर्चा तेरा, पटता गलियों में पर्चा तेरा। यूं तो आशिक है लाखों मगर सबसे ऊंचा है दर्जा तेरा। जेब में हो अठन्नी भले, चलता नोटों में खर्चा तेरा। यूं तो आशिक है लाखों मगर सबसे ऊंचा है दर्जा तेरा, सबसे ऊंचा है दर्जा तेरा।
मेरी तारीफ से छुपती फिर बदनामियां मेरी, जैसे जैसे वो आंख में चोली। मेरे तेवर में तहजीब की रंगीन रंगोली, जैसे जैसे वो ईद में होली। मेरी जीवन की दशा थोड़ा रस्तों का नशा, थोड़ी मंजिल की प्यास है।
बाकी सब फर्स्ट क्लास है,
बाकी सब फर्स्ट क्लास है, बाकी सब फर्स्ट क्लास है। हाँ, कसम से बाकी सब फर्स्ट क्लास है।
Good morning to all. I deem it a great honor and privilege to say the vote of thanks on this memorable occasion. Let me first of all start by giving glory to the Almighty God for making this occasion a resounding success. First and foremost, I thank our chief guest, Dr. Umman, an ex-CSIR emerite scientist and the founder secretary of Society for Translational Cancer Research and the president of the Society for Nutraceuticals and Chronic Diseases, who despite his busy schedule has found time to grace the occasion. Sir, we are grateful for your presence and the words of encouragement. Thank you, sir. Next, I thank our respected principal, Sister Dr. Jancy M. George, for her stewardship, support, and guidance in all our efforts. My heartfelt thank to you, sister. I owe gratitude to our teachers who are the stars of the event. Dear teachers, we love you and thank you with all our hearts. I also thank all the parents present here, accept our invitation, and all good hearts who work behind the screen. Last but not the least, I thank all my friends for your cooperation to make your function a grand success. Finally, I'll review this inspirational quote by Henry Book Adams. Teachers are eternity. No one can tell where their influence stops. Once again, I thank you all for your attention. Thank you.